My lisp is getting worse. Now I've got Eric Hunley from America's Untold Stories, who's helping me, notifying me if we're live. Are we live? It said we had a problem going live on locals, and it asked if I wanted to continue without locals. And then we're going to we'll do this for maybe 5 minutes, and if it doesn't work out properly, then we'll just end this entirely. Okay, so I see one person watching. You are live, says Hunley. One person watching, because I can't send out notifications. We can't schedule it yet, which is a problem. We'll just see how long this takes to get notified to people. So this is what ish means, AFS 1970. No, I've got a very good reason for which I was late. That actually has nothing to do with my own negligence, or it had nothing to do with Rumble Studio to begin with. I got a call, an important call that I could not decline, and I'll get to it in a second. Okay, so we got here, I'm live, it's live, says plant your seeds. So we'll let this continue to see how fast or slow everybody trickles in. If I go to Rumble, the website, it seems Jimmy Dore is on Saturday afternoon. That's a weird time. And now I'm looking at the front page, and we'll see if and when this ever gets there or how it gets there. I did not notify anybody at Rumble that I would be doing this today. Hold on. Just get ready for, this is the test. I'm using Rumble Studio for the first time. It gave me an error with locals. Now I can see, look at this, hold on. I can see the chat, but it does not seem to be able to highlight the chat. Hunley asks, did locals fail? Yes, it gave me the warning failure as we were getting going. I see you. Let's go Rumble. His studio, says Ginger Ninja. But hold on. I thought, Hunley, was I not able to highlight a comment? I thought I was supposed to be able to highlight a comment. I see the chat live. And I thought I was going to be able to click the pin on chats. Yeah, but I don't want to pin every chat. Okay, so let's just see what happens here. Pin. I don't see the pin on chats. Oh, hold on one second. Maybe my screen. Oh, here we go. Okay, so now I've expanded it full. Let's just see here. Pin, and then that does what? Okay, so now I see it. You're on Rumble. So I have to pin it for every comment. If I go here and unpin, okay? Now if I go down here and I say pin, I am using the Android app and had to refresh the screen to see the live stream, says AFS 1970. Okay, now if I go down, hi from Australia, 7:30 Sunday morning. What does the future look like? My boyfriend showed me your channel. You're a funny and wise dude. It's the 90s. Why, thank you. I'm just trying to figure this out. Now I can see if I go here and I have to pin every comment. Okay, so it's clunky. Fine. So we'll go. Hi from Ontario, says Marilyn. You see, the problem is it's a two-step thing. Hi from Ontario, and then I got to click. No, now you see, then the chat goes up while I'm doing it. Hi from pin. There you go. Hi from Ontario, Canada, Viva, Maryland. Okay, so I can bring up the comments. I'm not sure that I like the function of the pin, so let me just screen grab this while we do this. Okay, so their pin, you see, that's how it is. I'm going to take a screen grab here. Okay. Now, are we live on YouTube? Not that I care. So if I go to Rumble, refresh now, still not on the front page, but that's understandable. We just started. There was no advanced warning, and I don't know if they have any algorithmic data. Hit the thumbs up and the... Okay, I just saw a thumbnail from the sports page, which is a very large cleavage on Rumble. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I'm joking, but that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Oh no. Oh, so hold on. Let's just see now. If I want to share screen, to start screen share. Okay. Now if I go here just to show you what I was looking at, are we seeing it? Are we seeing? Hold on. I'm going to close this. I just lost my Rumble Studio. Rumble. Okay, hold on. Studio Rumble. So no, we're not sharing it yet. So share screen. No, gosh darn it. Okay, we'll figure this all out in real time as well. Okay, that's the cover page. So share. Now I'm there. Are we seeing this as I use the Rumble Studio? Where is the Rumble Studio? Studio.rumble. No, you see, I don't see it. So maybe they're in the backdrop. Oh, because I did this. Duo. Screen share is on. Ginger Ninja, I see a donation. Okay, cool. So hold on. But hold on a second. We're not. Oh, that's because I see it in the. Okay, so I have to scroll down. I think I mentioned this. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do this. You know what? No, I'm not going to do this in real time. I'm just going to tell them to watch the stream while I do this. So as I'm in studio, I have to scroll down on my screen to see it. And then what do I have to do? Bring it up into the screen one. Participants. So we're not looking at it right now. If I just go and I don't think I'm going to make this one into a podcast because nobody's going to know what the heck I'm talking about. I'm live here and I'm live on Rumble. I'm looking at it. I do not see the screen share that I have. So I have the screen share. Hundley, what do I do here? I see the screens in the background and I want to, so let's get rid of this. Pin and then evening. Now I want to unpin. Okay, so now there's no, okay, so that's clunky. We're going to have to take care of that. I need to share the screen, not stop screen share. Manage participants. No, okay, well, at least now I know how to add them if I want to. Where's Hundley telling me? You have to change the view from the top. Okay. Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking at. That's me in the bottom. Okay, so this is me right now on the bottom. And that's the cleavage that I saw when I went to the homepage. Okay, and now if I go duo, no, see, duo is not there, solo's there, auto. So what? I only get it in presentation mode. Okay. And now if I go to the main thing of the thing, hold on. If I go back to the cover page of Rumble, okay, and now I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to hit refresh. So just for the sake of testing, everybody, hit the thumbs up and drop a comment, and then we'll see if this gets churned up into the algorithm of Rumble. Now, okay, so what happens if I do this? I'm just going to close this screen down now. I've closed it, and now I'm back to normal. Okay, good. Low image quality, though, says, see, the pin is very clunky. It's got to be one step and not two steps so that I can unpin it. And it should show me which one is highlighted. It shows me which one is highlighted. No, it doesn't. Here, Pasha Moyer, pin. This is a chat. Now, I was told that there was a way to highlight the tips. I guess maybe this is the way. Inquiring minds want to know, what is the pants status? Oh, my little pocket knife. I got my pocket knife. And I should not stand on a swivel chair. I'm aware that that's very dangerous. Here, story time, people. This is going to be one heck of a meandering stream. Story time. So now I unpin. Okay. This is a Spyderco called the Cricket. It's one of those, it's got the hole in the blade, so you can open it with one hand. And it's a curved, serrated pocket knife, 1.5 inches long. And see you soon. I've got my office back. I'll get to that in a second. I sent this back to Spyderco to have it fixed because the screw came out, the blade came loose. I got it back 9 months later, but not because Spyderco screwed up, just because when I sent it out, I think when it came back, it went to a Westmount, California, and not a Westmount, Canada. So 9 months traveling. And then one day I was like, oh, I lost my favorite knife. I've had this since 1998. And then one day it just shows up in the mail. It's beautiful. So that was in there. Pants are on because I don't do pantsless streams, even if I have no plans of pulling a tupin, because you never know when the camera's going to fall down. And that would be very embarrassing if people were to see the genitalia. All right. So that's okay. So I'm wearing my shorts. Grobert's not coming today. We're 10 minutes in, 1,300 people watching. I don't care about the numbers at all. I just want to know like the delays that it takes to notify people. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to YouTube and just see if I'm live on YouTube. It has a problem integrating the okay. Okay, we're live on YouTube, but apparently the thumbnail the default thumbnail, or the RTPM that I'm using, has an old thumbnail of me, Lauren Chen, and Maxime Bernier when we organized a debate. Okay, so now I understand what the problem is there. It's using on YouTube a default thumbnail that's a very old thumbnail. So what I'd have to do then, if I go to live, let me see, I'll just change the thumbnail now, at least put in Derek Chauvin, Chauvin, etc. And I'll change the thumbnail. So we're learning this in real time for the first time. It's good to do it on a quiet Saturday. Change thumbnail. Let's go to Chauvin, done by DSLR Dave. Okay, I don't know what the notice. So we're noticing some technical issues. You can't schedule the stream, which is itself, that's a very, very important thing to be able to do because you want to be able to send the link out around when you're using Rumble Studio. So unless I've made a mistake and there's a way to do that and I just don't know what it is, that's number one. Number two, it's not integrated with YouTube yet. So you have to use the default RTMP, or you have to use an RTMP on YouTube, which, as I'm noticing right now, is clearly a default. And then number three, the pin, it needs to be less clunky to bring up. Wait, I could be looking big boobs. And now that I've pinned this one, it's not clear enough which one is pinned in order to know to unpin it. In fact, right now, as I look through it, the pinned chat is on the screen, but it's not highlighted in my chat column, so I don't even know which one I have. So I lose it. I won't be able to find it to unpin it. Now I've unpinned the boobs comment. Okay, good. It doesn't, there's no scroll down to the bottom feature so that I have to manually scroll all the way to the bottom, to get back. And now we go pin. Haha, I'm famous. Cole's Towing. If you have a towing company and you need a good towing, call Cole's. And now I have to scroll all the way back to the bottom and I have to find the one to unpin. Okay. And what else? Let's just go back to, don't care about YouTube today, but we'll figure that one out sooner than later. I don't see the comments in YouTube through Rumble Studio because that's an integration issue for the time being. Okay, that's another problem. Still not on the cover page or anywhere near the landing page on Rumble. Okay, so that's that. I don't care, but we're going to go on. Okay, so once we're done doing this test, and I'll tell you why I was late, and then we'll just talk about a few things today. It's a problem with local, so what I'm going to have to go do now. Yeah, if I set up, okay, so hold on, let's just see if I can do this. Go to Viva Barnes. I'm going to do this live stream Rumble test, and I'm going to link. I'm going to create more text, link Rumble. I'm going to create a separate RTPM. I'm going to say schedule for 1 minute from now. Okay. Schedule. And I'm going to try to add the RTMP as we're live so that we can have this on locals as well. Ordinarily, I'd be sweating with all of these glitches, but this is the test run to see whether or not it works. It works. We're going to need some fine tuning here. Okay. Now I'm going to get the RTMP stream settings, and let's see how easy it is to add an RTMP while we're streaming, and I don't even know that we can. What's this? Stream redirect? No, it doesn't even look like we can add an RTMP while live. So that's not going to work. Okay. Need to be able to add an RTPM from the upper side, like in StreamYard, so that you can add a new RTMP when you're live. Can't do that. I don't know what this button is here. The arrows. This looks like we'll click on this. Stream redirect. Pause stream on listed platforms and redirect viewers to Rumble. Okay. Click there. That's Rumble. Oh, you see, now I can find the link. So I can go share, copy. And we're going to do Twitter. And I'm just going to say live now, troubleshooting. Rumble, troubleshooting and exploring Rumble Studio. I should probably spell studio right. Okay, so that's good now. Okay, so that's there. Now studio, I go back. Okay, see now the chat is frozen and I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and that's it. Locals board members, sooner Rumble versus ThemeTube any day, Viva. Yeah, well, no, that's what locals, the locals community should bank on is like, even if there are integration issues with locals into StreamYards or Rumble Studio, watch on Rumble. That's with a good platform. I got both Rumbles and locals notification. Yes, but the second locals notification is not going to work because we're not integrated. So it's not working. Come over to Rumble. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. All right. Anything else that we've noticed? First 15 minutes, someone at the Rumble team is going to have to parse through the tips. Okay, now I'm supposed to be able to see the super chats. Hunley, if you are watching now, let me know what you can help me with. Where are the Rumble rants? I was told there's a way to wrap up and leave. Nope, I don't want to do that. I was told there's a way to bring up the Rumble rants, or do I have to just do it live chat? The rants are automatically displayed. Okay, but if I want to bring up a rant, it's the same function as bringing up a comment. So I have to go to the rant and put a pin. I know that we had rants. Oh, hold on one second. Is this one right here? No, that's I love tech support streams. I understand. Okay, so here we go. That's not what we wanted to bring up. Do I want to? I know that we had a rant. What does it look like on my end when there's a rant? I'm not asking. Oh, here it is. Okay, good. Ginger Ninja. So it's highlighted in green, and then I see now. I bring it up. It says $1 for me, but when I highlight it, it doesn't show that it's a rant for those watching, unless I'm mistaken. Hold on. Let's see what this looks like when I bring up the comment. All right, there's another problem is that when the highlighted comment is up, it's being covered up by the Rumble logo on Rumble. So if I maximize screen, it doesn't show that it's a rant. Okay, that's another thing that they might want to fix up because I'm bringing it up a $1 Rumble rant, but when I bring it up, it doesn't look like, I don't see that it's a rant. In Rumble as well, as I look at it, the time bar and the little gearbox thing and the Rumble logo covers up the chat. So it seems to be covered up by the other default stuff on Rumble Live. And now I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. All the way down. This is a rant, says Sutar. But when I bring up the comment, everyone in the chat, let me know. Does the Rumble functionality bar on Rumble cover up the comment when I bring it up for everyone to see? Let me know. I see a rant in the chat room. Yes. A rant, and you don't mention politics or weather. Oh, we're getting into politics. We got Ranty McRant here. Hold on one second. Eric 4x4. Rant popped up on the top right. Yes, the rant automatically generates, but when I highlight the comment, that is a rant. It doesn't show that it's a rant in the highlighted comment section. But the other question is, let us know. When I highlight this comment, when I look at Rumble, the bar on the bottom covers up, it seems to me, covers up the comment that is highlighted and pinned. No, maybe. Okay, so we got it. All good on PC. Okay. Not covered in the right-hand corner. Okay, good. All right. No, see, now the chat, I wanna pin, and then I have to unpin it. Not covered in the right-hand corner. Okay, done. 20 minutes in, people. Sorry for this. How goes the battle? What time is it? It's 3:45 in the afternoon. I've got my office back. Not that my kid's best friend just left with his mother. My daughter's 3 best friends just left, so they're driving to the airport. My daughter's going to be very sad that her 3 best friends have gone back to Commie Canada. We're going to go see them sooner than later. Because we're going to go back to Commie Canada for Christmas. A very Commie Canada Christmas. What else? Oh, the reason why I was late. Get on with it, sir, says. I'm on with it. We are on now. Why was I late? I got a call from Chris Lysak from jail, from remand in Canada. And it's one of those calls when you get it, and it comes in from a 1-800 or a 1-888 or a 1-866 number, and it's an automated. It says, you are getting a call from the whatever facility. Would you like to accept the charges? 3-way calls are prohibited. This call will be recorded. 3-way calls are prohibited. I don't know why they don't want you like 3-way calling. I got a call from Chris Lysak. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's one of the Coots 4. I think although they're rebranding and no longer using the term Coots 4, he's one of the 4 political prisoners in Canada, as far as I'm concerned, arrested on conspiracy to commit murder of an RCMP officer, has been in remand, pre-trial detention, no conviction, denied bail, in remand, which the conditions are even worse than jail. What are they up to now? Whoever knows, 650 days? Close to 2 years now. Close to 2 years in remand, pre-trial detention, and it's atrocious. So everybody knows the story if you've been around this channel for more than 6 months, covered it extensively. Chris Lysak recently branched off and started to do his own Give, Send, Go fundraiser so he could pay for counsel, because apparently, when it comes to lawyers, sometimes you get what you pay for, and when that sometimes is a legal aid. Sometimes you get legal aid services because you're paying nothing, and it's a politically charged case that some people would be reluctant to get involved in the first place. Legal aid, not exactly all the time the most motivated of attorneys. And so they've been in remand, just like the January Sixers. Yes, indeed. For damn near 2 years. I hear a dog scratching at the door. 3 ways are prohibited. Now I got to unpin. So we got to make that easier. So he called me up. He started his a separate fundraiser, or one was started on his behalf because he needs to get competent counsel, and he's done it. And I promoted. I donated to it. I raised awareness about it, and he raised $150,000 in 5 days. Yeah. Oh, for his own fundraiser, so he can get his own counsel, who's going to be working. Oh, you son of a gun. Who's going to be working hopefully properly, and pay attention to his case and give him the defense that he needs, because it's been atrocious. Okay, down you go. So he called me. He sounded much better, much more upbeat than the last time we spoke. The fundraiser worked massively successfully. He's retained new counsel, and he sounds optimistic for the first time, or at least noticeably so. And he authorized me to tell everybody that he's doing good, and also to notify everybody about his, he started a Facebook page, or someone has started a Facebook page on his behalf. It's called Freedom for Chris Lysak on Facebook. And it's going to be a webpage, Freedom for Chris Lysak. It's Lysak. And he's deriving inspiration from public support. And he's now, he's going to start a Facebook page to promote awareness for his Innocence Project and for his defense. So that's why I was late. The calls are limited to 20-minute intervals, and at 19 minutes and 20 seconds, you get the automated voice, you have 1 minute remaining. And then it just cuts your call at 20 minutes. Okay, so that's why I was late. Sir Winston for UN General Secretary, Viva Fry. No, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. All right. The fun stories. It's not fun stories, people. Now we're going to see how easy it is to share screen. Let's see how well I can get the hang of doing this. Start share screen, Bob. We'll start with some fun stuff. Is Eugene Vindman a traitor? But see, now I know that you're not seeing this right away. So I got to go here. This is not the one I want to bring up anyhow. Okay, so, oh yeah, it is there. Okay, because I'm in presentation mode. I like presentation mode. Okay, let's take this out. That's not the one I wanted to show with. The one I wanted to start with was Eugene Vindman's CNN appearance. Let's listen to this. Eugene Vindman. Apparently, his original Twitter profile said Yevgeny Vindman. There's nothing wrong with being, Yevgeny. Just curious why he, in case hearing anything. Let's see here. Probably a good reason why I'm not hearing anything. What the heck, man? Come on, man. Okay. There you go. Now I'm hearing something. So this is Vindman. He's running for office. This is probably the most publicity Vindman is going to get for his campaign. There's probably more people watching now than watching CNN. Go to studio. Okay, I see what we're looking at. Very good. Let's watch Vindman's pitch to the public as to why he would be a good candidate for Congress. Apolitical. Serving under different regimes does not make you apolitical, but some people might say that he's unipolitical in that he's uni-party political. This is well, no, not Yevgeny. It was Alexander Vindman who was the key witness in the Trump impeachment 1.0. This is his brother. First of all, Shifty Eyes, very similar to Shifty Eyes McSchiff. He's a Democrat, Virginia congressional candidate. He's running, and listen to how many times he talks about Trump. Safeguarding democracy. Safeguarding democracy. Democracy's on the ballot. You know who says that all the time? That lawyer. Not the Lincoln Project. What's the lawyer's name? Baldish head. Does all the it'll company. Democracy's on the ballot. Get your talking point ready. In order to preserve democracy, we've got to keep names off the ballot. Remember that. Democracy's on the ballot again. Oh. Can you imagine he's actually saying this? He's a criminal. He's a fraudster. Okay. I mean, first of all, that guy's about as charismatic as an icicle. Trump is a criminal and a fraudster. That's his campaign. Vote for me, Yevgeny Vindman. I'm apolitical. Okay, so now the chat is moving. It would be nice if we knew what he was saying. Sphincter says what? Start over, Viva. Oh, you heard nothing. Well, that's annoying. You're okay, so that's a problem now. What the heck happened there? Share screen. All right. Well, I'll tell you what he said. He said Trump's a criminal and a fraudster. But okay, so glitch number 2. I'm glad we're doing this on a weekend. Okay. I gotta find the original one now. I can't not post that. Oh. Okay, we're gonna find out what the audio troubleshooting is. I know Hunley's probably screaming that I should be paying attention to his chat, but I'm not looking. So I'm gonna get the video again. I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna go open up incognito, bring this up. Okay, so I'm in studio now. I'm gonna go Yevgeny here. This is it. Okay. I hear it now. Do you not hear it? You guys don't hear this. You don't hear him. You don't hear verbal diarrhea coming out of his mouth. Let me just see what the chat has to say. So you're not hearing him. No. So what do I have to do here? That's the microphone. Okay, so c'est quoi l'esti de problème ici, tabarnouche? Eric, qu'est-ce qui se passe? I don't know if Eric is watching. Nope. Okay, so no. So if I go here, that's me right now in real time. Okay, fine. I can see myself in the bottom. I hear it. It's not working. Do I have to go to manage participants? No, there's no one in there. Check your mixer. No, it's not a mixer. It's not a mixer issue. So it says stop screen share, disable mic. That's not the right thing to do. I'll tell you what he's saying, but we're actually just trying to figure out some problems here as well. So, all right. So I'm sharing a video. That's disable microphone. Disable camera. No. Stop screen share. Okay, that's not what we want to do. So we want to go screen share. Going to go back to screen share. Okay, I see it there. I see my cursor. It's there. Is there an ad sound? He needs more boosters. So hold on. Maybe if I hold on, let me scroll all the way down to the second screen. No. No, it's not. These are not boomer issues. This is. Hold on. Let me just bring this up here. This is not a boomer issue. René Miet. This is. We're trying to figure out how to use Rumble Studio. This is my first time, and these are things which I did not do the first time I used it in studio because I didn't share screen or do any of this. Okay, so now I have the screen share. It says manage participants, require approval, invite participants. No one is waiting in the room. Stop screen share. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to lip sync this as fast as he does it, okay? This will be fun, and I'm going to do it in his voice. His voice start like this. I'm going to start from the beginning, and we'll do this in real time. Let's see if this can be done. Work with it, Viva. We can do this. Hold on. Okay, you ready? Sure. So I came to this for 25 years. I spent in the army. I was apolitical, and I served under Republican and Democrat presidents, and I was happy in that service. But the 2020 election, Donald Trump obviously was a significant concern. There were personal costs associated with serving in the Trump administration, and I believe and became very much interested in safeguarding democracy. I think democracy is on the ballot. I've only retired about a year ago, so I stayed completely out of politics during that period of time. But democracy is on the ballot again, and in 2024, and Trump is on the ballot. It's important, I think, that you have somebody like Trump that is a criminal and a fraudster, and he has somebody that has integrity and service and value. And I think he's talking about himself. All right, well that sucks if I can't play the audio. That sucks. Okay, but because then you've saved some brain cells because I was going to play a TikTok video. We see it but no sound. Boomer adjacent. Well, you got the Viva lip sync. Sound is wonky. Now do it in a Russian accent. It would have been funny if I do it in a Russian accent. Lies, filthy lies. Viva robots. Okay. Viva is so funny. Make me laugh a long time. Oh, I just watched that movie Downsizing yesterday, or a movie Downsizing, which played on stereotypes, which just terrible movie. Thank you, Viva, for not having audio on him. See if Hunley knows the way to do that. All right, so that's another point. Let's see what Hunley says. Ooh, I just got a text from Tom McDonald. 25% off everything at hangovergang.com. Rants don't look different than being pinned. How do I bring up audio when I share screen? Question mark. Okay, we'll see if we get an answer to that. So I guess this could be a totally dysfunctional stream because I can't play the video of Derek Chauvin's was it sentencing or no, it was prior to sentencing, his final statement to the court. I haven't tried that yet, says Hunley. Okay. How do I audio? So I can't play. So that's a problem. We're going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to take notes of this afterwards. If anybody wants to send me the notes of the things that I'm going to suggest to Rumble, well, that's going to put it's going to put a damper on a lot of things because I can't play any audio. Derek Chauvin, you'll recall when he gave his bizarre closing statement, it was very short because he was, I don't know, what was going on. It was June 2021. And he said, I can't discuss things right now because of ongoing discussions. But my condolences to the Chauvin, to the Floyd family. Soon information will come up that I hope will give you solace or something along those lines. And everyone's like, what the hell is he talking about? Now, recently, let's see if I can do this here. Recently, Tucker Carlson came out and made some claims that there was new evidence that proved that George Floyd died of an overdose and not of murder or second-degree involuntary murder, whatever, manslaughter, whatever it was. And then there were some fact checks, which we'll get to in a second. But this is from November 15. It says, Derek Chauvin claims new evidence shows he didn't cause George Floyd's deaths, attempts to overturn conviction. And yet, for some reason, they're showing the other cop. The release of this alleged new evidence that Chauvin is relying on, I don't know if he knew of it at the time he made a statement, but wasn't able to disclose it or discuss it. If he was referring to the other evidence that he thought he knew existed that proved or allegedly proved that Floyd died of not of any man intervention, but of a drug overdose. And wait until we play the fact check. It says, former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is making another attempt to overturn his federal civil rights conviction in the 2020 murder of George Floyd. He was back in court claiming that new evidence shows he didn't cause Floyd's death in Minnesota. In a motion filed in federal court Monday, Chauvin said he would never have pleaded guilty in 2021 if he had known about the theories of a Kansas pathologist whom he had been in contact with in February 2021. So, or is that February 2023? He would never have pleaded guilty in 2021 if he had known about the theories of a Kansas pathologist with whom he had been in contact with in February. So that sounds like 2023, not 2021. He's asking the judge who presided over his case to throw out his civil rights conviction, order a new trial, or at least a hearing on the new evidence. And the new evidence was 21 years. According to records, Chauvin says Dr. William Schetzel of Topeka, Kansas, told him he believes Floyd died from complications of a rare tumor called paraganglioma that can cause a fatal surge of adrenaline. The guy who did this, he didn't do the autopsy. It's noted the pathologist did not examine Floyd's body, but did review autopsy reports. And so then he says no jury would have convicted him. Okay, fine. That's the new evidence. Now, it seems that doesn't coincide with the timing of what Chauvin was alleging or alluding to back in June 2021. But he's saying there's new evidence, and maybe he didn't know it, maybe he couldn't discuss it for whatever the reason. I don't know. But he certainly made a very bizarre statement that new information will come out, and hopefully it'll give consolation to the Floyd family if they were to discover or learn that George Floyd died not from murder from Chauvin's hands and foot, but rather just from drug overdose. And it would have happened if he were in a room alone without any human intervention. Okay, so check this out, factcheck.org. This is not the one that I had before. There was a rumor going around that there was a change in George Floyd's cause of death. No, this is from factcheck.org, so you know you can trust them. Fact checkers are the wordsmiths of the devil. No, this is from November 6th. No change in George Floyd's cause of death despite viral false claims. They give the whole story. He was killed. Chauvin was subsequently convicted of murdering Floyd. County medical examiner who conducted the autopsy listed Floyd's death as homicide. Homicide, by the way, doesn't mean murder. It just means there was human intervention, and determined that the cause was cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement's subdual, restraint, and neck compression. It was highlighted by the first set of charges leveled against Chauvin in May 2020. Yada, yada, yada. Top of the line, the cause of death is really... The top line of cause of death is really what you think is the most important thing that precipitated death. Other things that you think played a role in the death but were not direct causes get relegated to what's known as other significant conditions, part of the death certificate. Baker said at trial. Other conditions are things that played a role in his death. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, for example, Mr. Floyd's use of fentanyl did not cause the subdual or neck restraint. His heart disease did not cause the subdual or the neck restraint. All right. Nothing new has emerged, but recent posts have been circulating falsely claiming that new court documents show that Floyd was not murdered and instead died of a drug overdose. Tucker Carlson. Can't play the video because we won't be able to see the audio until I figure out how. Posted to X, October 20, in which he says, George Floyd, according to the official autopsy, was not murdered. He died instead of what we used to call natural causes, which in his case would include decades of drug use, as well as the fatal concentration of fentanyl that was in his system on his final day. That's not true, says the fact checker. Floyd's autopsy report hasn't changed. Okay, fine. It shows he had fentanyl in his system, which he did, but determined the cause of death was the action taken by the police that resulted in cardiac arrest. Okay. Experts in Chauvin's trial also testified. Yeah, the experts, the ones who may or may not have been threatened. It's amazing. Misinformation pushers have been making claims similar to Carlson's since a website highlighted statements that were recently made public in an unrelated court case. Now we get into the how, by the way. Notice how they spent the better part of 2 pages telling you it's wrong and that they're liars and purveyors of disinformation, but it's only now that we get into how they got to that information. I haven't had this up the entire time. Oh, this is so annoying. Now is it up? Okay, this is very annoying. Okay, let's just go here, studio. I'll figure out how to use this smoother as time goes on. Okay, so now we got the article that I've been reading to you. Misinformation pushers have been making claims similar to Carlson's since a website highlighted statements that were recently made in an unrelated court case. Oh, let's hear about this. The website called Alpha News describes itself as an outlet focusing on Minnesota news that, quote, mainstream media all too often refuses to report and routinely disregards. It doesn't disclose any kind of political affiliation, but the site was founded by Alex Chauvin, who is executive director of a not-for-profit that, quote, works to promote conservative ideals. All right, thanks for, besmirching everybody involved and the website. Let's just get to the facts of it, maybe. The person who wrote the story, I don't want to be unfair. I'll read the rest of this. Not-for-profit had an associated political action committee that spent more than $250,000 in 2016 to support conservative politicians in Minnesota. Oh, well, they've got to be lying here then. The person who wrote the story with the highlighted quotes, Liz Collin, published a book in October 2022 titled, quote, They're Lying, The Media, the Left, and the Death of George Floyd. Sounds like she might actually be something of an authority on this subject. In her story, October 17 story, Collin cited depositions that were made public in a sex discrimination lawsuit that a former prosecutor had brought against the Hennepin County attorney who was in office at the time of Floyd's death. The suit isn't related to Chauvin's case. Who cares? But the prosecutor, Amy Sweezy, had worked on charging Chauvin early on, and some incidents in the county attorney's office at the time came up in her deposition. Oh, I don't care if it's an unrelated case, if it contains information that's relevant and related. Sweezy was clear in her deposition that she agreed with the decision to charge Chauvin in the death of Floyd, although she disagreed with the degree to which he should be charged, and she did not support the decision to charge the other 3 officers who had assisted in Floyd's arrest. That's mildly relevant. 2 of those officers have since pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. Can you believe that? Yeah. Stay away, perimeter. Aiding and abetting second-degree manslaughter. And a 3rd was found guilty on the same charge in a bench trial. In her letter resigning from the case in early June 2020, Sweezy wrote, quote, when I wrote and signed the complaint against Derek Chauvin, I believed in the charges and that there was sufficient admissible evidence to prove the elements of those crimes beyond a reasonable doubt at trial. I still do. Unfortunately, the decision to add additional charges against former Officer Chauvin and to bring charges against the others involved is, in my opinion, clearly contrary to Rule 3.8a. For this reason, I have resigned from this case and will have no further part in it. Quote, what I'm unable to do right now is prosecute 3 men for failing to act and speak up when they saw something going horribly wrong and then do the same by failing to speak up myself. Thank you. Sweezy's original letter had charged him with 3rd-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter. The final complaint added a 3rd charge of second-degree murder, which is a higher level sometimes used for cases in which there was an intent to kill. A jury later found him guilty on all 3 charges. We talked about this at the time, how a couple of these charges seem to be like mutually logistically incompatible. Like manslaughter versus murder, different is intent. How do you get convicted on both? Anyway, we won't rehash that. We talked about it at length at the time. None of this was included in Collin's story. Instead, that story quoted from a section of the deposition in which Sweezy recounted a phone conversation she had with the medical examiner on the day he performed Floyd's autopsy. Oh, right, good. Well, first of all, what we just read was pretty relevant enough. Let's hear what she recalled. As she recalled in the deposition, quote, he told me that there was no medical findings that showed any injury to the vital structure of Mr. Floyd's necks. Oh, I thought they said asphyxiation, or what did they say? Compression. There were no signs of compression, and the compression caused the death. Oh, okay. There were no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation. He said to me, Amy, what happens when the actual evidence doesn't match up with the public narrative that everyone's already decided on, end quote. And then he said, quote, this is the kind of case that ends careers. Oh, I'm sorry. That seems very relevant. Seems very relevant and very interesting. There were no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation, he said. She said, he said. So hearsay, whatever. Take it for what it's worth. The issue of Floyd's manner of death was not the subject of the deposition. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It seems like something just came up relevant to that. Rather, lawyers were focused on who had mentioned the phrase about ending careers, since Sweezy is alleging that her former boss had threatened her career and failed to promote her. So there was no further context or explanation in the deposition about Baker's alleged statement to Sweezy. Oh, well, I would say that the important part is he told me that there were no medical findings that showed any injury to the vital structure of Mr. Floyd's neck. There were no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation. That sounds relevant to me. Yes, it's hearsay. Yes, he kind of did go through trial, and yes, the jury would have convicted a ham sandwich if that's what it would have taken to pacify the mob that was literally burning and looting, in the streets. As we explained with the complete final autopsy, the medical examiner had determined that Floyd's cardiac arrest due to neck restraint carried out by police. He did not determine that Floyd died of asphyxia or strangulation. So there's nothing new that has been revealed. Of course not. No. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't she say something about any injury to vital structures of Mr. Floyd's neck? It seems like you missed that wordsmith of the devil fact check. All right, whatever. So that's one fact check, which is very problematic. Let's scroll all the way down to the chat here at the bottom. Now let me go and share the other fact check. That was Tucker Carlson fact check. Is this one here? No. Hemisphere? No. Fact check Tucker Carlson. This one's phenomenal. Let me make sure that we have it here. We do. Okay. Good. So let me see here. I can see now that we have 2,757 people watching on Rumble. Let me just go to YouTube and just see what we're at there. Sorry, guys, in Rumble, in locals, it's got a problem there. Share, link. Put it here. Link to Rumble. Okay, there we go. Link to Rumble. Rumble. Now I'm going to go over here and see if YouTube has updated. Let's see here. Viva Fry. I think it's still going to be. Oh no! So now we got 1,000 watching on YouTube. It's not terrible considering there was 5-minute notice, and the thumbnail has been updated. Okay, and now I can see the chat here. Viva Fry, I never catch a live stream. I hope you and your family had a wonderful first American Thanksgiving. That's from Dawn of My Requiem. It's actually our second. If anyone who is not following us on locals would not have seen our second fishing expedition with my father, who I think got jealous, and he took us out and we caught a lot of fish. I like the layout here, and then we'd have to see what happens if we invite a guest, how that layout would change, and whether or not we'd have the audio on the guest. All right. Second fact check. Fact check. Tucker Carlson says new evidence clears Derek Chauvin of murder. Let's listen to this. This is October 25, 2023. Conservative pundit claimed last week that new court papers show George Floyd was not murdered. Okay. We don't need to do this whole thing again. In a new clip on X, Carlson alleged a recent court deposition had proven Chauvin had not murdered Floyd. However, as Newsweek has found, Carlson's analysis bears some explanation. Holy crap, they can't even say it's false. It requires some severe wordsmithing damage control. Holy crap, I didn't even pick up on that the first time I read it. Oh, and they got to use a little picture of Tucker Carlson, with the A-OK. A video clip posted, so we talked about this. Carlson said during the clip, Chauvin did not actually murder Floyd, and the answer is, well, no, he didn't murder George Floyd. Okay. We're not guessing about that. We know it conclusively thanks to a new court case underway in Hennepin County. All right, let's get to the spin on this. We heard what Sweezy said. Okay. He called me later in the day. I'm quoting Sweezy from the lawsuit. He told me that there were no medical findings that showed any injury to the vital structures of Mr. Floyd's neck. There was no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation. Fine. Carlson then said, quote, in other words, George Floyd, according to the official autopsy, was not murdered. He added that Floyd died of, quote, natural causes, which is the case, which includes decades of drug use, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so it was not a killing, it was an OD. Carlson went on to say that Hennepin County medical examiner clearly understood and, in fact, articulated it. Further text on screen, again quoting Sweezy, stating that Dr. Baker told her, quote, he said to me, Amy, what happens if the actual evidence doesn't add up? Okay, we got that part as well. Carlson's claims contradicts the findings of the autopsy report, while the deposition adds no substantive support to the Fox News host's argument. That's a nice opinion. Thank you very much. Hold on. Now I've got a cough and I want to see where the mute button is. Disable. Did you hear me cough there? I love that that Newsweek is telling us it adds nothing. Close your eyes and turn away. It adds nothing. Hennepin Medical, the autopsy did not record neck injuries or other life-threatening injuries. However, the report concluded Floyd died from cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement subdual restraint and neck compression. Listen to how they spin this. The American Heart Association identifies cardiopulmonary arrest as the, quote, abrupt loss of function of the heart in a person. At trial, nobody cares about what happened at trial. We heard what happened at trial. The question is, was this heard at trial? What Baker said. It doesn't match up. There's no injury to the vital structures. Listen to this. I mean, this is the most amazing thing ever. At trial, Chauvin's attorney, Eric Nelson, asked HCME, the Hennepin County medical examiner, whether labeling the death as a homicide was a medical determination that you made. Baker replied, correct. Listen to this. A lack of injury does not mean that there was no asphyxia either, says Newsweek. Dr. George Davis, a medical advisor for Jefferson County, Alabama, told the Associated Press in June 2020 that bruising or damage to the neck doesn't in any way mean that asphyxia didn't occur, only that there were no signs of it on the body. A doctor said that bruising or damage to the neck doesn't in any way mean that asphyxia didn't occur, but there was no bruising. There were no injuries to vital structure. So how did the asphyxia occur? In the absence of an injury, I guess. The deposition that Dr. Carlson quotes did not claim that Floyd was not murdered. We heard what it said. Sweezy spoke to counsel of the defendants as part of her lawsuit against the county, yada, yada. In her deposition, she recalled, okay, we talked about this. Oh, yeah, but appreciate this. A lack of injury does not mean that there was no asphyxia either. Asphyxiation. Oh, asphyxia. That's amazing. You died from asphyxia. I mean, some would say asphyxia by definition is an injury. And there was no bruising. It doesn't mean that he didn't die of strangulation or neck compression, but there was no injury to the neck area or vital structures. Oh my goodness. Does it go on? A representative from Hennepin County told Newsweek Dr. Baker cannot comment on statements made by other people in their deposition. He stands by the autopsy report and his televised testimony, both of which are publicly available. That's great. Carlson has yet to respond to Newsweek. Okay. So those are the fact checks of Tucker Carlson. Oh my goodness. No, just since he was yelling and awake, it means he wasn't being asphyxia much. Wow, yeah, not on locals in the Belfry because there's a glitch with Rumble Studio hooking up through. Okay, and I'll have to figure out the audio. Maybe I'll give the audio another try later on. What else do I have to share? Yeah, I see. Okay, so not now. Still nothing, right? You guys hear nothing? So that's there. It's there. Okay, so if you're not hearing anything, I don't even see any buttons. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, holy tarot dude. I can understand people might be a little frustrated with the. We're testing it out in real time, so we're testing it out in real time, everybody. Okay, so like I'm going to expand the whole screen. No sound. Okay, fine. Manage participants will not be the right one. Presentation duo. See, no, that doesn't. Now I go solo. Now I go auto. Now I go back. Okay. That's presentation. Studio. Oh, I see it. Now I can. Okay, now I see actually how to easily unpin it. Turn your computer off and back on again. Dude, my computer, do you know how long it takes my computer to reboot? And now I can unpin it there. Okay, fine. It's still not the easiest thing in the world, but I can see now when I pin a comment, I see it pinned here. What could be the issue with the audio? Show all controls. No, it's not going to work. Escape. Okay, so we're not going to be able to do that. That was Derek Chauvin giving his statement, so I'll have to save that for Monday. What else do we have that doesn't involve audio for the day? Oh, someone said that what's going on in Ireland. Well, I heard what Conor McGregor's statement was. Have they identified the stabber in Ireland yet? Let me see something here. Have they identified the alleged stabber? I should say. Let's go Google Ireland stabber identified. I don't think they have. Police don't suspect terrorism after 5-year-old girl was injured in a knife. That's from Ireland. Credible threats made to, okay, no, that's it. Dublin riots. They haven't identified the attacker yet. They do it to create strife, discord, so that they can then say, look at this, the far right are rioting on the streets. We better clamp down, suppress free speech. So Conor McGregor came out and said, authorities are failing. It's atrocious. People have been warning about this for years. And now ordinary Irish citizens are exposed to risks and dangers that they ought never have been exposed to had they had a responsible government that was looking out for the interests of Irish people, whatever their race, creed, color, religion, and not a globalist Irish government that's looking out for the world to the detriment of the people they were elected to look after. Not much different than what's going on in Canada, the States, Europe as a whole. So McGregor came out, gave a pretty meaningful, impactful tweet on the subject. The protest riots have been continuing. I think there's a little bit of a difference between some of the riots, some of the looting, but that'll be for other internet sleuths. Yeah. So Conor, let's see here. So Conor will probably be jailed for inciting violence or something if they make a law to jail him. That's what's going on in Ireland. It's the world. It's falling apart at the seams, or it's being torn apart at the seams on purpose. What's this? Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, Clown World. Oh, well, I can't play that because I don't get audio. Oh, that's right. With Eugene Vindman. Oh, my goodness, I forgot. Refresh. I asked the question in response, is Eugene Vindman a traitor? Oh, it won't tell me the results. The results were 98%. Yes. Is Eugene Vindman a traitor? Let me just go see what they're at now. Yes or no. And how many votes did we have? 1,700 votes. 97.9% say yes, he's a traitor. 2.1 say no, he's not. Okay, I guess we're gonna we'll go take some questions in a bit, but let me just because I learned something new today, I'm going to share it with the world, and it comes from Ashley St. Clair. Ashley St. Clair, who's this? Oh, I wanted to put up the video of Jamal Bowman, talking about reparations, and then I pulled up a sweet, on-point lyrics from Tom McDonald's song. You guys ever heard of Hemisphere Project Hemisphere? Yes, it's Wikipedia, but don't worry. When Wikipedia is bad enough, it means that it's exponentially worse. Apparently, it's recently been disclosed that AT&T is basically like pulling an NSA-type Ed Snowden data collection scheme, and people are just now discovering it, and they're collecting trillions of data points without any meaning, without any surveillance, without any sort of court authorization, court oversight. And Ashley St. Clair, in response to a tweet, said it's called Operation Hemisphere or Hemisphere Op Project. And it's shocking. I had never heard about it, and now we're all going to know about it, so we can all put it on blast and raise awareness. The Hemisphere Project, also called simply Hemisphere, codename Hudson Hawk, is a mass surveillance program conducted by U.S. telephone company AT&T and paid for by the White House, Office of National Drug Control Policy, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA. Overview. I like Operation Hemisphere, but Hemisphere Project is also pretty bad. We're just going to go with Hemisphere Project, not Hemisphere. Hemisphere Project is a public-private partnership. The 3 Ps is for how they pound it to your privates, stealing your data, whatever. Okay. It's a public-private partnership between the White House, Office of the DEA, whatever, the ONDCP, Office of National Drug Control Policy. They can fail at every level of the war on drugs, but my goodness, they can succeed at every level of spying on American citizens with no court authorization and no court oversight. And AT&T, the 3rd largest provider of mobile telephone services in the U.S. In 2013, the program was overseen by AT&T employees embedded within the Atlanta office and Houston, yada, 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 of the ONDCP's high-intensity drug trafficking area program. These employees' salaries are paid through they're paid by the government, as opposed to by the AT&T. Well, then how the hell are they AT&T employees?
What they are is basically government moles working within AT&T. AT&T collects metadata relating to all calls routed through AT&T's exchanges, including calls made from non-AT&T handsets. The data collected include the phone numbers of the caller and recipient, the date, time, length of the calls, and in some cases, a caller's location. An estimated 4 billion new call detail records are created on AT&T's database every day, though it is possible for a call to be recorded more than once. Oh, okay, thanks. As AT&T maintains records of calls placed as well as the calls received, a single call may be recorded against both the caller. Oh, big fucking deal. Data are typically forwarded to investigators by email in response to administrative subpoenas, which the DEA is authorized to issue independently of the courts. What can possibly go wrong? This is amazing. This is amazing that this is happening in real time, despite Ed Snowden's NSA document leak that sent him into exile. It's happening despite what we know intelligence did with the secret FISA courts to spy on presidential candidates. They're spying on everybody. As the existence of the project is officially secret, investigators are not permitted to disclose the source of any intelligence obtained through the Hemisphere project in case reports, court filings, or other documents. This should be... because we operate in secrecy, we have to operate in secrecy. Official guidance instead requires all intelligence to be cited as information obtained from an AT&T subpoena. Request for urgent information from data. Okay. It's unbelievable. Spokespeople for Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, Mobile, whatever, they would not comment on the companies offered similar services. So that's unbelievable. But that's Wikipedia. And Dinesh D'Souza Bongino, a must-watch police state. That was from Wikipedia. And do you know when it's bad in Wikipedia, it's exponentially worse in reality, because Wikipedia is a left-leaning rag of propaganda that does its best to whitewash the atrocities of the government. Epic.org, don't know what it is, but they reported on it too. Yesterday, a letter to the Department of Justice. Senator Ron Wyden revealed stunning new details about the Drug Enforcement Agency's Hemisphere program, now known as Data Analytical Services, a vast and highly secretive surveillance authority run by the White House, the White House Office of National Drug Control, whatever we got this. Under the DAS, law enforcement agencies at the state, local, and federal levels serve AT&T administrative subpoenas, which under current law are not subject to any judicial oversight. It's unreal. To obtain more than 1 trillion call detail records, including location information. DAS is ostensibly supposed to use exclusively to obtain information relevant to drug-related crimes. Wired reports that agencies have used this authority for a variety of non-drug-related investigations. Serious concerns about the legality of the surveillance program and the materials provided by DOJ contain troubling information that would justifiably outrage many Americans and other members of Congress. Epic has published a fact sheet, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's Operation Hemisphere. Now you know, people. Here, let me get you the fact sheet. I'll give everybody that in the chat. Have I been sharing the screen? I have. Can I share from here? Okay, this is something I haven't done yet. How have I not tried this until now? How do I write in the chat? I don't want to wrap up. How do I write in chat? It's not possible that I'm not able to write in the chat. Yeah, In the Line of Fire. Go watch the documentary. It's available for free on Rumble. Police states. So I can't write in the chat here. Okay, that's another thing they're gonna have to fix. I'm gonna have to take notes about this afterwards. Anybody wants brownie points? If they can, if you're watching this and you can tweet at me all of my notes for things that they need to log on my phone. Yeah, damn it, Janet, but that's not a solution. This should be integrating my ability to comment as well. Anyways, I'll just go to the chat here, and I can do it here. Okay, link. Okay, there you go. That's the Epic. So that's Project Hemisphere, and I think that might do it. Where is my tech, Davis Nancy 144? I am the tech today. Look at me. I am the tech now. I'm not, but I'm testing out Rumble Studio, and we're gonna, work through the glitches and work through the, yeah, Mama Summers. You see the link because I put it in the chat in locals in Rumble directly. Okay. How many? Okay. Your link shared, Vivo. Thank you very much. Yes, it worked. Okay, good. So now I can go up here and unpin. So get some questions in the chat. Let me go over to YouTube and see what's going on here. Viva Fry. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom here. Without surveillance, anti-Semitism will grow, says not a banned account. And I think that is sarcasm. Viva Viva, says Diane Jeffrey. Viva, where is the ponytail? All of the hair is here. Viva wanted to write that I'm the best viewer, says Brian Khuzai. Or is it Zuhai? Off to work. Have a good one, says James Hudson. Okay. And all right. So now we've got on YouTube. I'm gonna make a little competition here. I can't see how many viewers we have on YouTube right now. We got 1,145 on YouTube and 500 thumbs up. We should have a 50% thumbs up ratio on Rumble. We've got 3,480 watching and only 500 thumbs up. Rumble, what's the excuse for that? Is the excuse for that a lot of people are watching on TV or the Rumble Ruko app and you can't hit thumbs up? People, if we're going to compete with YouTube and put YouTube out of business, make it MySpace of the video hosting platforms, you got to up the ratio of thumbs up there. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the chat here, just see what's going on in the chat. I'm YouTube, don't take it personally. I'm not going through any of the chat here anymore. Oh, Euro Wars says Viva Fry, attacker is in hospital, Algerian, been in Ireland 20 years. I mean, if that's true, and I'm not saying it's not true or it is true, I've heard the rumors as well. If the person has been in Ireland for 20 years, that might quell some concerns that it's an illegal immigrant who's been there for a very short period of time and did this as some sort of political act. That might just be an indication the person's been in Ireland for 20 years. Maybe it's just a mentally ill individual doing a mentally ill crime. Like it's amazing. They know damn well that by not releasing certain details, they will either quell or exacerbate the suspicion. Viva needs to share his hair because all of us bald bastards I don't know. I was thinking like if I when I decide to cut it and donate it, if I could donate it, but I don't think anybody wants gray hair or like sun-baked hair. It's starting to change color. Check this out here. Look at this. So many multicolors because of the gray, the blonde, the sun. Yes, hit the thumbs up. It helps it go viral. I deleted ScrewTube 3 years ago, says Raymond 1968. Let me refresh now. We were at 412 the last time. We're only at 412 this time. Okay, well, 564 now. Getting better. And I hadn't thumbs up it, so I guess I better punish myself as well. The purple streaks. Who said something about purple streaks? Locks of Love would probably take any color hair. They don't take treated hair. They don't take dyed hair. Why aren't you on locals, says Sophia Agape? Because it's not, it didn't work. It gave me an error from the get-go. And I don't know if it's an error, like just a timely error with locals, because from what I understand, my stream from yesterday still hasn't processed. So there might be some issues at locals. And that's it. Hold on, Fightin' Irish. You originally said you would not cut your hair until COVID restrictions were removed. No, that's not true. I called it the freedom fro. I said I would cut it when we got freedom. I don't remember if I said when I got freedom or when we got freedom. And yes, I can play the lawyer on that all the time because I can always make the argument that we have not gotten freedom and that even if I am now in the sunny free state of Florida, to be chased from one's home, to be chased from one's country, to be forced out is not freedom. But I love the hair and I don't think I'm ever cutting it. So we'll see about that. Well, no, we're well past the Jew fro now, Raven Knights. The Jew fro was back in the day. Now we're at the lion's mane. Do they have the Jew mane? The Jew mane. Okay, enough with the identity stuff. We're humans. We are individuals, and we have brains. I was thinking about this actually while I was fishing. Like the propensity for discrimination, bigotry. It's an amazing thing. Like, when an asshole does something asshole-ish, people say, what an asshole. But then those people who want to think along ethnic, racial lines, well, they say, when a fill-in-the-blank ethnic, religious, visible minority does something, well, then they did it because they're an ethnic whatever. And that's like, it's a very flawed way of thinking about things. I don't. There's no exception to this. View individuals as individuals unless there's incontrovertible evidence that the individual is acting for and on behalf of and in the name of a group. But the tendency is like, I see people say like, why do they do this? Like when a jerk does something jerky, you say, what a jerk. But those who have the propensity of viewing things through identity politics say, when a Jewish jerk does something, they don't do it because they're a jerk. They do it because they're a Jew. When a black jerk does something, they don't do it because they're a jerk. They do it because they're black. I mean, it's a very flawed way of viewing the world. And identity politics and identity blinders, it is something that cuts both ways. It is something that both sides are guilty of. Some are jerks or fluid. Here's an interesting thing. Viva saying we shouldn't recognize patterns. Absolutely not. In fact, the propensity of the human brain is wired to find patterns. It's how survival, to some extent, is ensured. You don't eat poisoned mushrooms more than once. And if you see someone eating a poisoned mushroom dying, you don't jump out and eat poisoned mushroom. But flip side, people connect dots that don't exist because they want to connect those dots. Viva telling us not to recognize patterns. No, I'm not. But what I'm telling you also is that when you're playing golf, it's my analogy, I use it all the time, and you lose your ball in the woods and you're looking for your ball, your eyes are prone to pick up anything that's white, even if it's not a golf ball. And so there's a fine line between noticing patterns and then connecting dots where they don't exist because you want to find the pattern to justify your foregone biases and prejudices. It's a very, very thin line to walk, but it's something that you should be going through the exercise all the time. Profiling, this is going to be some politically incorrect stuff here. Profiling absolutely works. People just think it's not PC. I think New York can probably agree with you. The stop and frisk, as unfair or unconstitutional or discriminatory as the policy was, you can't argue with the results that it yielded. And I do like to say, look, the only difference between a stereotype and time tested or things that have proven true over time. I mean, fables and stereotypes. This is like sort of the thing. There are lessons that we've learned over time that you say, oh, that's word of mouth history being passed down. In a way, stereotypes are just generational information. Sometimes where it becomes problematic is when the stereotypes are either A, inaccurate, or B, condemning people despite having not done anything. I mean, in a way, stereotypes, okay, it can be like, yeah, stereotypes. Ashkenazi Jews have a certain, as a stereotype, have a certain look. Okay, I once got into trouble for saying this to somebody. Like, it's not a stereotype when it is basically the result of a history. Where stereotypes become very problematic, to use Scott Adams' word, for lack of a better word, where they become unfair is when they prejudge and pre-condemn someone, much like a thought crime out of Minority Report. Again, it's a thin line to watch. Blue hair. I mean, it's an amazing thing. When you, I've had this discussion with people. There's certain looks, like purple hair, certain tendencies. You say, okay, more likely than not, that person might think a certain way. Someone's wearing a mask, stereotype. They're going to be a Biden supporting Democrat. But they might also just be someone who might be sick that day and thinks they're being considered. And so in as much as you can predict to a certain degree, you still nonetheless have to treat every individual as an individual until incontrovertible proof to the contrary that they are acting in a manner for and in the name of or whatever. Okay, philosophy 101, we're done with that. Now, what else? Let me see here. Why isn't it live on locals? I cannot answer that question more than 3 times. There's an error, the glitch, it did not work, and so we're going to figure this out. That is from Daisy. 99% predictions are good enough. It is. The thing is this, though. It can be accurate statistically more often than not, and you say, well, I don't want to take chances. Okay. Or I will bet based on statistics. At the end of the day, individuals have to be treated as individuals, period. For the record, Viva, love your work, says Snow J. Simpson. That's the OJ who comes to Florida for the for the holidays. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. I said I wouldn't go back to YouTube, and I'm not going to. Poison frogs. Okay, the assassin of the gray, Viva Fry. Poison frogs are blue, purple, and day-glow orange for a reason. True, the assassins of gray. Nature tells you what is dangerous. True. But you know what else? What's it called? The animals that fake it so that they are not actually venomous, but they're bright colored and they replicate it. So it's true. Don't eat it, but you might be wrong in thinking it's actually venomous. And you got, you got the monarch butterflies are venomous or poisonous to the consumption. That's why you get other butterflies that mimic the look, and they are not. So you might be right statistically. More often than not, animals of nature that are bright colored for a reason. And I think that applies to humans as well. The purple hair, that being said, there are some animals that are bright colored. They looked like that for a reason, specifically because they are not venomous. So with that said, now we've got our well, hold on one second. I want to bring this one up here. I would not advise anybody to follow the judge individually advice. If there are multiple thug-looking guys with gang tattoos walking toward you at night, just get out. True, the real man, but you're judging individuals right now. You're saying, look, it's the classic line from Harold and Kumar, Go to White Castle. I think it was Harold that said it to Kumar, I'm not scared of them because their race. I'm scared of them because they're scary. And if you see, look, they might be the most peaceful people on earth with gang tattoos. They might be the most peaceful people on earth with face tattoos and teardrops running. But at that point, you're not making stereotyped generalizations of swaths of people. You are judging individually, and that's a fair judgment on an individual basis. If you're being approached by thuggy-looking individuals with gang tattoos, I would obviously say, don't run, because that just might trigger a predatory response. Just, walk the other way. Avoid trouble. Okay. What else? Let's see here. So, let's see here. So we can. Oh, I can. Yeah. Sorry. So this is good. So far, how not so far, but as an initial test, other than some big things that they're going to have to fix. Yeah. Kool-Aid hair telling you who they are. Where was I just talking about something? Oh, it was oh, it doesn't matter. But then there's also, you can judge individuals if they specifically make demonstrable affiliations to specific groups, like whatever, like gang stuff. Okay. I don't think there's going to be much more purpose for today's stream. Tomorrow, and what time is it? I've left a kid unattended in the house, but should be fine. Tomorrow we got our Sunday show, so it's going to be good. I'm not doing the Sunday show with Rumble Studio. I'm going to get the glitches, get them to fix their glitches. But let's take some more questions while we're here. Actually, let me go to the chat in locals, in vivabarneslaw.locals.com, and see what's going on there. We got 54. There's 54 people watching in the chat. Hey, I can open the chat simultaneously on 2 devices again. That's cool. Chat is open on my laptop, and I'm typing this on my phone app. It says Mr. Mike, Mr. Mike. Viva is live on Rumble, says Laney Mack. Then we got John McGarvey, who's sharing the link to Rumble. Okay, this is our locals community. Anyhow, look, it's good that Rumble is they're doing new things and it's working, but they're gonna, we're doing this for productive reasons. No, but what I think I'm going to do right now. Oh, Viva, your recent video fishing was very nice. Ah, damn. I'm a spoiled, rotten brat is what I am. I'm not spoiled and I'm not a brat because I'm just very much appreciative of it. If you're not in our locals community, you haven't seen it, but we had an amazing day. The fish were not massive. They were delicious. And it was good. I've posted the video. They're all posted later on everywhere else, but it was a fun video. Have a good one. Patriots, says Whiskey Horn Alta. How's everyone's Thanksgiving week been? Face tattoos are a big warning. Yes. And then you get the Tom McDonald face tattoos. Dude, I need to interview Tom McDonald. I got my questions. Good questions. Questions he's never been asked that I know of. Viva, paper towels are really good. Why? This is the second time I've seen this comment. What does it mean, paper towels are really good? Viva, please show the turtle again. Is any part hollow inside? No. Dude, okay. Check this out. If I drop this, oh, I've got to weigh it because I think it weighs a good, yeah, it's got to weigh a good 25 pounds because I can curl it. This is the turtle shell that I got at the mineral show. The indent, look at the detail on the body. Look at this. There you go. Look at that. And this is like, it's all solid stone in there. Solid stone, that's the head. And this is the butt where the tail used to be. Look at the details on the shell itself. It's so bloody beautiful. Oh, God. So I got that at the West Palm Beach 56th Annual Rock and Mineral Show. Let's see what else is going on here. So no, real man, no part of it is hollow inside. It's heavy as heck. Oh, my kid got stung by a jellyfish today. The good news, the bad news and the good news. It's not really bad news. Kids are going to learn a lesson. Got stung by a jellyfish at the beach today. And the good news, the vinegar solution really works. And we poured some pickle juice on it because we had some pickles and it was delicious. What's the opinion on eating big catfish? Some people won't eat the big ones. Let me bring this up. From what I understand, the bigger the older fish, the meat gets tough in general. With fish like catfish that are bottom dwellers and sort of scavengers, I wouldn't eat anything that's remotely old. I'm not even sure how much catfish I would eat because I suspect they have like, a buildup of not minerals, but a buildup of heavy metals in them and maybe other toxins. I've only had catfish once and a very small amount, and it tasted a little fishy. But the fish that we caught, you know what I can probably do here? Check this out. No, I can't because the fish that we caught a very small blackfin tuna, I think, when we were out fishing. My kid actually ate it raw, just straight from the fish. We cut it. I cut out all the bloodline, just got a nice clean piece, put a little salt and pepper on it. He ate it raw. Flipping amazing. Viva, do you have hold on a second. Let's see this. Viva, you have to do a backflip off the swing with your long hair. Fighting Irish. Do you remember what happened? I think it was the last time I did it. I believe I concussed myself. I whacked my head, and I don't want to die. Like I don't want to die doing stupid stuff. Maybe I'll try. Some of these kid parks out here, they have like soft, cushiony rubber. So but the problem is my sciatic has been killing me a lot, and it's not getting much better. Raw armadillo liver. Hold on one second. Let me just put this one up. Raw armadillo liver, I imagine, is the fastest way to die. Like that, if I had to take a guess, armadillos carry the bacteria that causes leprosy. I'm just going to look this up. Hold on one second. Raw armadillo liver death. Toxoplasma gondii infection and liver disease. No, that's not it. What the heck? Raw armadillo. New evidence that wild armadillos spread leprosy to humans. Don't touch armadillos, people. Viva slowly becoming Florida man. Hold on, I'll be in Florida man when I catch and kill my own alligator, which I'm planning on doing sometime sooner than later. Actually, alligator, I've had the meat. It's actually quite delicious. Don't touch armadillos. Period. Although they're so damn cute. I mean, they're like it's armadillos, duck-billed platypuses, duck-billed platypuses. That's not it. Plusses are nature's most bizarre animals. That's like when God decided to mess around and say, let's stick a rat in a potato bug and make it real big. Yeah, that's what it is. Leave us alone, Fry. Now, hold on a second. I won't sleep until one of my chats is highlighted. Ginger Ninja. Come on, man. You will sleep well tonight. We're supposed to get our locals discussion going. That didn't happen yet. I'm not going to read that comment. There's a lot of cultures that eat a lot of bizarre food. Okay. It's not Chinese are not unique in the diversity of the animals that they'll eat. And also a lot of it does have to do with poverty. Like I had a friend who went to China, who had a business in China, and he went and he's like, he was going through walking through the forest, and he said it was just shocking. It was like deathly quiet because the locals such level of poverty that they eat any animal in the forest. No squirrels, no, I don't know about birds. Chinese are the most extreme though? I don't think so, Faithless. I don't know, but I mean, I've watched enough episodes of Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern to know there's some. I mean, I say it non-judgmentally. The only thing I find really disgusting in terms of eating, the fermented saliva stuff. That's really what does it for me. And I actually think that was from a Jackass episode and not from a Bizarre Foods. John McGarvey, duh, because Viva hates locals. Now tell us how untrue that is. What are you talking about, John? Now, maybe I see, this is the thing. I should not get involved in a chat if I don't know the context. I'm going to take that out. I don't want to put anyone on blast if I misunderstood context. Do I summon the child and see how his foot is doing? Hold on. Let me see if I'm going to put it on mute. He'll come. Viva, is this going to be okay or no? I've eaten roadkill many times. Is it fresh? I'll clean it. Were you asleep? You want to go outside? No. What's your problem? I'm sad that they left. Oh, don't worry about that. You want to show the world your jellyfish bite? No. Okay, you want to go fishing? No. What time is it? It's 4:45. I want to go on the street when it's 5. Okay, 5 minutes. Get out. All right, kid's gonna go. We're gonna go play outside and see if the locals are playing on the streets. Jellyfish stings. I think the kid was kicking it on purpose. This is where, sometimes being an irresponsible parent, I don't know if it pays dividends in the long run. When I'm at the beach, I touch the jellyfish, and we try to save the jellyfish, and and I say, when an adult does something, there's a method to it. There's a certain degree of life experience, and then kids learn the hard way. So I don't know if he was out with my wife, and he decided to try to push a jellyfish with his foot. What did he learn? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay, so what's going on here? What's Danielle talking about with the Sovereignty Act in Alberta? I don't know, but let me screen grab that and look into it. Sovereignty Act. I can't pretend. I don't know if it's a federal law or a provincial law. If it's federal, I'll look into it. If it's provincial, I'll know nothing about it because, yeah. Sting is impossible. Yeah, or at least you're broken and crippled, says Faithless. All right. Rule number 1. Malt vinegar is good for fish sticks. What did I do that I just had that was delicious the other day? Oh, life hack. When you finish all the pickles, you can slice up carrots and cucumbers and put them in the pickle juice and then, have cheap pickles of your own. 8 tons of roadkill prairie chickens was the only way after the government said no. Eating roadkill is a bizarre thing. Okay, now let me see here. Okay, so I can't. Almi Tom, stop spamming if you don't mind. Everyone can express themselves, but do it lawfully and don't spam. But I can't block. I cannot put people on timeout. That's another one I'm going to have to remember. I can't put people on timeout directly from Rumble Studio. All right, well, this has been a wildly useful learning session. I'm going to go to what is lingering of the chat in locals, and we got Biscuits and Smut says, it sits like a rock, does not shake, so now I'm going to be making it adjustable with the final plastics. And what is this? We're looking at, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's a carving wood. So, yeah, okay. Stream settings. Okay, well, that's it. Okay, well, there's a discussion about a cell phone holder made out of wood. What do we got here? Damn it, Janet has found a way to put in emojis. If I do like this thing, no, it's not working. This, okay, no, so I don't have the operating system that does it, but there were some like that things. All right, you can put in eggs in pickle juice too, yeah? It's snowing in Kansas City, Missouri, says Janeway 1. Let's see what's going on in the chat and YouTube here. Okay. All right. Look, I think we've done good, people. We've explored this. Derek Chauvin. Oh, I didn't even get into the whole thing about Derek Chauvin getting shivved, stabbed, and going to the hospital. And then the idea, some people are floating that they're trying to get rid of Chauvin because The longer things go on, the more that case lingers around, the more rather damning information keeps coming out. So some people are hypothesizing that the wish, the hope, Lee Hop, me Hop, or just get someone to do it, kill Derek Chauvin in jail so that the injustice of his conviction, according to many, dies with him. But that's it. For a first stream with the Rumble Studio, this has been pretty good, says Ginger Ninja. Well, Ginger Ninja, you're a happy, easy-going person, so I know you wouldn't. Well, first of all, it's been successful in that we have found the problems, and I've navigated it. But they're going to have to fix it before I can use this consistently. On the one hand, need to figure out the audio issue, need to be able to block, mute, put on timeout in the chat, need to figure out a number of other stuff here. Okay. All right. So go, everybody. It's weird he gets stabbed after a year, says Dunaway Posts. Yes, but it's weird that he gets stabbed a year later, but it's especially weird the timing at which he just got stabbed now, given some of the information that's been coming out, some of the narratives which fact checkers have to come in and discredit because, that's how fact checkers work. Great stream. The less YouTube, the better, says The Real Man. Agreed and agreed. Just a funny chat there. So tomorrow we're going to be live for the Sunday show. Loose End says hands diamond ball. Yep. It's because he tried to appeal it, so they're teaching him a lesson. Yeah, or at the that's from Give Gilvey Media. Let me see this here. They're trying to hold on, pin. It's because he tried to appeal. No, but he just lost the appeal. So some people say, like, no, I mean, it's been shut down. So no, why bring more attention to it? Bottom line, if nothing else, it shows how flipping unsafe prisons are. Apparently at the prison that he's at, an inmate tried to shoot a visitor in the head, but the gun jammed and didn't do it. Cray cray, Toastman cray cray. Yeah, so we're going to have to do this. If they kill Chauvin in prison, they will reignite insatiable public demands for a complete investigation and everything from the moment the 911 call was made in George Floyd. I tend to agree. But flip side, let me see something here. Someone just put up one that I also agreed with. Nope, definitely don't agree with that one. Chocolate-covered grasshoppers. Okay, the chat's moving too fast for me to do this now. Unpin. I've had not chocolate-covered, but I had the dried crickets and dried grasshoppers in Canada from a local Mexican shop, and they were delicious. I mean, but I'll choose to eat them as a lark and as a side thing, but I will not be forced to eat it. So did Chauvin die, Viva? No, he didn't die that I know of. That's from Cole's Towing. He's in the hospital, from what I understand. Derek Chauvin status. I don't think he died. Stabbed in prison. Yeah, he's convicted stabbed. No, he's not. He's not dead that anyone is reporting on. That I know about. Okay, so I better go attend to child and be parent. I will go be parent and also maybe want to exercise. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for bearing with me through this. It's been useful, productive. I'm glad I got to see all of you again. And see, this would be the question. I don't know how I would end here. Let me see if I can end on. Can I end on one and not the other? That's a good question. I can't even see the amount of viewers on YouTube, so that's not integrated properly either. And stream redirect, whatever. Okay, sorry. Let's say thank you for being here. There's no apologies. This was a learning experience for all of us. And I will see you all tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. And then next week, the news will continue to keep happening. So get out there. Tweet at Tom McDonald. Ask him to do an interview with me. I so want to have an interview with Tom McDonald, and it's not for any. I have interesting questions I need to ask him. Dude's from Canada. Dude's had a life. I've never seen people ask these questions. I don't know the answers to these questions. That and I love his freaking music. Just damn good. So, all right, I'm gonna. There's a button that says wrap up and leave, and we're gonna see what happens when I do it. I'm gonna do it. Everybody, we'll see how this ends. I'm gonna wait before picking my nose to make sure that we're definitely done. Go and enjoy the night. It's Saturday. Get out there, fresh air, talk to your neighbors. If you're living, north of the border where it's got dark at 4:15, make use of the sunlight that you get. Vitamin D. Not medical advice, just basic common sense. Vitamin D, vitamin C, exercise, sunlight. Okay. I'm going to wrap up and leave and see how this works. Viva, work out the bugs on locals before we have to eat them. I get that. That's in the Belfry. All right. I'm going to do it. I'm hitting the wrap up and leave. Thank you all for being here. Let's see how this works. Enjoy the night. See you tomorrow. Wrap up and leave. Close the stream. This will end the stream on all connected destinations. You cannot undo this action. Done. Peace.